What's up, risk managers? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. And boy, is she one hell of a drug. And welcome to tonight's NA meeting, where we'll discuss the economic data for the week, analyze today's session, and from that, build a winning game plan for tomorrow's price action. And if you haven't done so already, you can show your support by subscribing to the channel. And with that said, let's jump into the charts now. This is tomorrow's data. Be mindful that all times are in Central Time. And we have a small block of news scheduled for tomorrow, so let's jump into it. At 7:30, we have some housing news. At 8:15, we have capacity utilization and industrial production for the month of June. At 8:30, we have Fed Waller speaking. And at 1 o'clock, we have the Beige Book. And now that we know what to expect, let's jump into the charts and create a game plan for tomorrow's price action. This is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream, and today was definitely a range day. And as I analyze today's price action, I see 3 clues that was left by the market that's going to be essential for preparing us for tomorrow's price action. So let's talk about it. The first clue is that we had a continuation from yesterday's bounce. We saw that pullback that we talked about in last night's NA meeting, and from this bounce, we were able to come back into this range around 680 to about 650. Now, we talked about yesterday that the market is in love with this range because we've been rotating back and forth in and around this range. And you can see that clearly on the hourly chart, where price has basically been rotating back and forth around this range. But once price got into this range, we saw a rejection of about 200 points from this area, taking out 2 ranges before the bulls were able to find support and push price back up into this range, where we saw another rejection of about 145 points before the bulls were able to find support and push price back into this range. The second clue is that price is in a micro downtrend. Overall, the structure is bullish, but if you pay close attention, price is at the top of this downward trend. So we can see price actually reject from this level, or we can see a breakout, a pullback, and price retesting back into this area that the market has been rotating on. And the biggest clue that was left by the market is that right now we have a triple bottom. We have the bulls failing to rotate price lower, taking out these lows. And each time the bears get something going, we see the bulls continuously buying price right back up. So the bears are definitely trying to rotate this market down lower. However, as prices get cheaper, more and more buyers enter the market and prevents the market from rotating down. And based on that, this is what I'm going to be looking out for going into tomorrow's session. So even though price is in a micro downtrend, I do expect for the market to have a slight pullback, but from this pullback, I do expect to see a break from this trend line. I expect to see price pull back and trade right back into the 680 to about 655 range. And from here, I do expect for price to continue to trade higher and trade back into this 760 to 730 range. And this is where I believe we will see slight resistance from the bears. We could see price pull back into this range, or we can see a stop run higher, taking out this high. Now, I am open to the fact that the bears can continue price down. So as a plan B, if we do see price continue to trade down lower and we do see a break of this triple bottom, the next level of support that I'm going to be looking for is going to be around 380 to about 360. A retest of this low. And that's what I'm going to be looking out for going into tomorrow's stream. Now, if you're enjoying the content and appreciate the value that me and my trading partner provides to the trading community, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the release of our next NA meeting and live streams. And with that said, let's jump into an ES chart. This is an ES chart, and this is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream. And just like the NQ, price did continue from yesterday's open. We got that pullback that we talked about in last night's NA meeting, and we saw price move back up into this area of resistance. We did see this small pullback in a retest, but basically all price did on the ES was trade in a big giant range. But something interesting happened on the ES that kind of gives me a clue of what could happen on the NQ. We saw that price broke out of its structure and it did take out its all-time high, creating a new all-time high. So I do find that very interesting. Here on the ES, price basically trended the entire session, and price does appear that it's going to continue to trend overnight. Now, I do expect for the ES to at least pull back to VWAP or possibly this 21 EMA, where you'll see more buyers, and from here, we can possibly see a continuation higher, or we can see that move down lower, creating a triple bottom just like on the NQ. And from here, we can possibly see a move back up. But right now, we're going to need more information on the ES because there's little to no price action on the ES. Yes, price did ping pong in a range. We got a breakout and we have our pullback, but this test of this pullback is what we're going to have to see overnight because we can see price continue higher or we can see price continue down lower. So we're definitely going to have to pay attention to the ES overnight. And in summary, both markets did have a continuation open from the bounce that we saw during the end of yesterday's session. The bears failed to rotate price on multiple occasions. And finally, the bulls did take out its all-time highs on the ES, and it does appear that it's about to break out of its micro downtrend on the Nasdaq. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on all of these factors going into tomorrow's stream. And that's all I have for tonight, risk managers. And you can watch us trade these concepts live by clicking this video. We'll see you there.